Hello and welcome to Sex Ed with Rue. I am so happy that you are here. This is the very first video I'm posting on this channel. So just to introduce myself, my name is Rue. I'm a sophomore in college and I'm very passionate about sex education and sexual health, which is why I decided to start this channel. If you are interested in that kind of content, definitely subscribe. If you're not, that's fine. Do what you gotta do. The topic of today's video is vaginal health, knowing how to take care of your vagina so that you can be healthy and happy. For people who have vaginas, knowing how to take care of them is so important. It's another part of your personal hygiene, personal health that you really need to know. But unfortunately, it's kind of awkward to talk about, so nobody wants to talk about it. And it's kind of something that everyone just assumes you need to figure out for yourself. Unfortunately, sometimes before you figure it all out yourself, you might experience a UTI or a yeast infection, which if you have experienced one of those, you will know are not fun. If learning them the textbook way, learning how to take care of your vaginal health through knowledge and information instead of through firsthand experience is possible, I would wish that on everyone. So that is the point of today's video. I want to talk about some things, specifically 6 things that you should never, ever do to your vagina or to yourself so that you can maybe possibly prevent getting a UTI or a yeast infection or something of the sorts. Okay, this first one is probably the most important out of all of them. So if you're gonna stop watching the video, stop watching as soon as I say this. Because it's so important. Okay, the number one thing you should never ever do to your vagina is douche. If you don't know what douching is, I almost want you to log out right now so you never have to find out and won't get the idea in your head. But douching is essentially where you take a mixture of something and squirt it up your vagina in hopes of cleaning it. Which is not what it does in reality. The way things are marketed to people with vaginas is that your vagina should smell like flowers and fruit and whatever other thing they want it to smell like. But unfortunately, trying to do that can actually cause long-term repercussions for our health. If you see me looking down, I have my laptop near me with all the things I want to cover, so that's what I'm looking at. The thing about douching is, as you can imagine, when you're squirting something up you, it can mess things up. And one of those things that it messes up is your natural balance of yeast. Yeast is something that is natural in your vagina. You should have a good amount of it, but as soon as you squirt something up there, such as a douche, it messes up that balance, and that can lead to a bacterial infection. Which I'm sure doesn't sound very exciting. So that's the first reason you should not douche. And not only that, actually, for people who douche often, it was found that people who douche often, which means about once a week, are 5 times more likely to get an infection than someone who does not douche. So in short, please do not douche. It can not only lead to infections, it can lead to issues during pregnancy if you ever do choose to get pregnant. It can lead to vaginal dryness. It can lead to pelvic inflammatory disease. It's just not worth it. And anyone who tells you that your vagina needs to be a certain way or smell a certain way or look a certain way does not deserve to be in your life. Take care of your health first and don't douche. Okay. Oh, to add to that, if you're asking yourself right now, if I can't douche, how am I supposed to keep myself clean and keep my vagina clean? Water is your best friend. You can clean the outside as much as you want, but on the inside, just stick to water. Use your hands, just stick to water, keep it super mild, and that is all you need to do. Anything more than that will disrupt the way it was meant to be naturally. Okay, number 2. This is something I'm super guilty of, and I've learned the hard way, but do not stay in your wet swimsuits or your sweaty gym clothes for a long time after you do either of those things. Essentially, especially yeast, its favorite thing in the world is a wet, warm, confined environment. And when you get out of a swimming pool and are sitting there in your wet swimsuit, or you just worked out and you're sitting there in your sweaty underwear and leggings, that is the perfect breeding ground for yeast. The best thing you can do is, as soon as you're done with those activities, just hop in the shower, wash off, and change both your underwear and your bottoms. Obviously your top too, but most importantly your underwear and your bottoms. And this will prevent yeast from being able to grow more than it should be. Okay, this next one just makes me mad because it makes so much sense and nobody freaking told me until I was 17. I'm 18 now. So I went 17 years of my life not doing this and just getting really, really lucky. And that is wiping from back to front. Please, please, please do not do that. I never knew there was a proper way to wipe until I found this out. Always, always, always wipe from front to back when you go to the bathroom. Because if you don't, what you're doing is bringing bacteria from where you go potty up to your vagina. And that, as you can imagine, can lead to infection, and like everything else in this video, we do not want that. So again, wipe front to back, not back to front. Tip number 4 has to do with antibiotics. As I'm sure many of you know, antibiotics are used to kill bacteria in your body when you have an infection. The thing about antibiotics though is they cannot differentiate between good bacteria and bad bacteria. Because we do have some good bacteria in our body, like yeast, that we need. But when we take antibiotics, this disrupts our balance. And this is especially true for in your vagina. Antibiotics come through and kind of wipe out all the yeast that you have in there. And so this signals to your body, I need to form more yeast, and eventually this can lead to a yeast infection. So the reason I bring this up is not to say never take antibiotics, because if you need them, please take them, and finish the whole dose, even if you're feeling better, so you don't gain, oh my god, what is the word? So you don't gain resistance. Wow, okay. Anyway, always finish your antibiotics, but what I am saying is if you happen to have extra antibiotics lying around for whatever reason, and you have a cold or you might have a fever and you're thinking, oh, I'm just gonna take these and it should help. Please don't do that for a lot of reasons, but one of them being that it messes up that balance and can actually solve your problem by giving you a yeast infection, which I hope you don't want. So please don't overuse antibiotics, only take them when you are prescribed them, and yeah. Number 5 is about underwear. The type of underwear you wear is actually really, really important to your vaginal health. The best type of underwear is underwear that is breathable, so that no heat or moisture is being trapped, which, like we mentioned earlier, is the perfect environment for yeast to grow. So the best kind of underwear is cotton underwear. Cotton is your new best friend. It's breathable and it is not gonna let any of that yeast grow. I do understand that wearing, bikini cotton underwear might not always go with every single outfit. So if you are choosing to wear a thong, just maybe look for cotton underwear. I know Calvin Klein is cotton for the most part. There's a few other brands that are fully cotton. But any of that frilly lace stuff is really going to irritate your skin and your vagina and can even lead to yeast infections. Another big thing with underwear is make sure you're checking frequently enough for discharge, because obviously that can vary with your cycle, the time of the month, etc. So if you are getting a lot of discharge, just make sure you're changing your underwear enough so that you're not providing that environment for yeast infections to happen. Another big thing about underwear is for when you're going to bed at night. The best thing to do is to actually go commando. Your chachi needs to breathe every now and then, and nighttime is the perfect time to do that. If you're uncomfortable with the idea of going commando and sleeping without underwear on, that's totally fine. Just stick to cotton bikini underwear or briefs, whatever is comfortable for you. But again, cotton is your best friend. Number 6 is the one I think people know about the most, but it's still very, very important, and that is to always pee after you have sex. If you are in a dorm, I know it feels so far away, the bathrooms feel so far away. It might feel like so much work, but please, please, please pee after sex. It is the way that your body flushes out any bacteria and can really, really prevent a UTI. These are the 6 random health tips that I think are very important for anyone with a vagina to know. I just want to say you can do absolutely everything right and still end up getting a UTI, yeast infection, something of the sort, and that's okay. It's kind of a part of life, and it's definitely not something to be ashamed of. So if this does happen to you and you feel like something is wrong, please go see a medical professional. They can kind of walk you through what to do and also make sure you're getting the right treatment. If you try something over the counter or start experimenting, it can actually make it worse and lead to further complications. So please see a medical professional. I know it might be scary, but it's definitely not something to be ashamed of, and so many people go through it on a daily basis. So please, please, please seek the right help. Thank you for tuning in to this video. If you like the content, please like and or subscribe to this channel. I'm just so happy that you are here, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.